Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to talk about mid-tier buds. Some of my favorite because they typically get lost in translation against the floor. Because Cardano NFTs are so new, they get lost in translation. There's not a ton of liquidity right now because it's so early. So what'll happen is if the floor is 5,000, you'll see mid-tier selling for 6,000, but they're mid-tier, dude. Off the bat, bears. There are 799 bears. In the last video, I was saying tigers are in their own kind of category with 845 of them, but the bears are so loved. People don't care that there's 800. People love the bears. The bears typically sell for more than the Spacebudz that are ranked higher in terms of rarity. Bears are very unique and controversial because there are polar bears, gummy bears, grizzly, black bears, and lastly my favorite, panda bears. There are 200 bears that have money eyes. They're actually called greedy in the metadata. Next up we have arcanes, 602 arcanes. People love them, and at the same time they're a little bit unattractive because they're not relatable. It's a black helmet. Matter of fact, what does arcane even mean? Understood by few, mysterious or secret. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I think if people knew this definition, they may get even more love. Now, between the arcane and the rest of the mid-tier buds, they're pretty much the same in terms of rarity. Next up is lions, 553 lions. Lions are cool. Now the lions are cool. I just thought people would love them more. I would think that the lions would sell for a lot more considering they're like fucking lion kings. The parrots are tough, man. You know, in all honesty, the parrots, you can see that Spacebudz have different expressions, but the parrots are lifeless. No, okay. I love the parrots, again, just like I love the lions. I just watched them sell for close to floor. And again, this is not a representation of how Spacebudz are going to be forever. This is just what I'm witnessing right now. But I think because it's such a low liquidity time, it's really exfoliated what is good, moreover, what is demanded and what is not. Frogs. 523 frogs. The frogs are fucking dope. They also only have one expression, just like the parrots. This mid-tier is very interesting to me because between the four, they all have a very similar amount of rarity, right? The arcanes are 602 and the frogs are 523. And because of this, in essence, they should all sell the same in theory. It all comes down to who wants what most. For example, the bears is about 800 of them. The bears sell for very close to as much as the frogs do. Yet the parrots and the lions and the arcanes are kind of left behind. So it's really interesting to see how there's a very similar amount of all of them, yet they all sell for different amounts, more often, less often. So in the last video, I said that in my opinion, the common gadgets are the one below the pistol. Well, I think everything above a pistol automatically puts your Spacebud in the mid-tier. Some of the most popular mid-tier gadgets are binoculars, blaster, Cardano coin. The Cardano coins are sick. So I've explained to you guys how the gadgets really can change a Spacebud. The most common Spacebud is a cat and a dog. They're right next to each other. But if they have a blaster or a Cardano coin or a pair of binoculars, they are automatically thrown into the mid-tier. They automatically demand mid-tier prices. Next up, we have mid-tier gadget count. These are some of my favorites. 647 6 gadget Spacebudz. We have 377 1 gadget Spacebudz. Now, what's really interesting about the 6 gadget Spacebudz is there's pretty much an abundance of them, right? 6.5% of the entire collection are 6 gadgets. But what's really cool about the 6 gadgets is they're freaking loaded, right? I mean, legit 6 gadgets. Now, 1 gadgets are extremely underrated in my opinion. 1 gadgets typically sell for around or less than 6 gadgets, yet there's almost half of the supply of 1 gadgets. I think they're very underrated, but again, like I said, with the low amount of liquidity in Cardano NFTs, because it's so early, you get to see what people really love. Now, in my opinion, the 1 gadgets will eventually get a ton of love. Now, the ones I'm really talking about that don't get too much love are the ones with belts, where the 1 gadget is a belt. Reason being, 192 of them have belts out of the 377. Now, when a Spacebud has a 1 gadget and it's not a belt, the game has changed. Now, one really cool thing you can do and take with you across all collections, whether it's Space Doinks, Clays, Zombies, Ugly Bros, you name it, is you can create combinations and find little niches inside of these collections. There are only 20 Spacebudz with an eye patch and a sword. Those are pirates. There are only 8 Spacebudz with a revolver and flowers. You ever heard of gun Guns N' Roses. 14 Budz with a jetpack and a flag. I mean, how much better does it get getting to the moon? Now there is one thing that I want to explain that a lot of people really don't understand, or they just bet on other people's ignorance. Recently came out with some extended metadata, and he depicted colors of things like boots, gloves, certain gadgets, etc. And so what this did was it made certain things look more rare than they are. For example, with umbrellas, there's under 400 umbrellas, or around 400 umbrellas. There's many colors. In the extended metadata, people are looking at red umbrellas and there's only like 40 of them. Well, dude, there's like 40 purple ones and 40 green ones and 40 yellow ones. It's not specifically special. But what people are doing is they're spending more money on umbrellas now because they are thinking the rank's higher. Now, do what you wish with that information, but I don't see that as valuable long term. Now, let's look at a couple examples of some sick ass mid-tier buds. 15, 16. I can't even say much about the red gummy bears. They're just freaking awesome. He has a blaster. This is the top of the mid-tier in my opinion. You pair a blaster with a clean red gummy bear, he's aggressive, he's ready to battle, and how much better can it get? 1894, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gadget polar bear. This is something I wanted to make sure I explain to you guys. Dual wielding buds are serious. Spacebudz 349, this is a panda. This panda, again, is at the top tier of mid-tier buds. It's 6 gadgeted, no covered helmet, you get to see the full-fledged panda. It's dope. And I think pandas are even cooler than dinosaurs. Maybe because I have 31 of them. Arcane 328, dual wielding, clean, no covered helmet, even though there's apparently nothing to cover. This lion's so cute. It's clean. At least the parrot's clean. Space Friend 2271, clean frog, starsuit, hockey stick, can't even say much. It's beautiful. Hope that provided some insight on buds that I think are clean. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. Please subscribe, comment, and like the video.
There's something between us anyway.
Wow, wow, wow.
That's what's going on in my head right now.